We are cutting across to a big breaking development. This is coming in, remember, from Bengaluru, a story that we just spoke about minutes earlier. There are initial and disturbing details now coming in as far as what has happened. Do remember, it's an under construction building that has collapsed at the Babu Saplia area. This is in KR because of heavy rains that you have seen in and around the city. About 10 laborers are said to be trapped under the debris. There is an initial information that's coming in of one fatality also. As far as the story is concerned, we do know that most of the emergency services have been rushed now and they have been pressed into service. On your screen are more images that our team has been able to capture, and they are also in fact en route to this spot right now to get you more live updates. Imran is also joining us. He has more details. Imran, what can you tell us?
Well, it's unfortunate news coming from Bengaluru that because of the incessant rains which city has been receiving for the past couple of days, an under construction building, under construction building has collapsed in Babu Saplia near Hennur, which comes near on the Bengaluru North area, which is on the route to the airport. Now, this under construction bridge has collapsed, and the DCP has confirmed the respective jurisdiction that close to around 17 people are trapped in that during when the building collapsed. One death is what the officials are confirming us, and they've also officials are saying that the 4 have been rescued and 13 people are still trapped inside this building even as the rescue operations are on. 3 JCBs and fire and rescue officials have been rushed to the spot to people who are trapped to be rescued as early as possible. Rains are still battering the city, and police officials, the fire and safety, and the JCBs and local BBOP officials are at the spot to rescue the 13 people who are still trapped under the building, under construction building, which collapsed at the Babu Saplia in Bengaluru.
And Imran, what really has led to this? Is this, the heavy rains that we have seen? This is an under construction building, but how could it just come falling down? And how many people are said to be still trapped? A report says about 17 are still feared to be trapped under the debris. One person has been confirmed to have lost his life. What can you tell us?
Well, there's a confirmation that one person has been dead, and his body has also been rescued from the area. There are what the police officials are informing us is that there are 13 people who are still inside the building, which collapsed at Babu Saplia. And what we're getting to know from the preliminary reports that the building construction could be the reason. The poor construction of the building could be the reason for which the building collapsed. It could not be just the rate, and they say that the building was still under construction, and the poor quality of material is primarily what the investigations are throwing up right now.
Okay, Imran, we'll just try to also get you live, and you can also, make a few phone calls for us to get more information. And in the meantime, I'll get in our colleague Deepak, who's standing by live to get you more details. Deepak, what is it that you can add to what we already know? What are the first initial details coming in?
Well, I can now confirm that the police have right now informed us that there are about 3 to 4 people who've been rescued. One body has been removed from that building. More importantly, prima facie, the Deputy Commissioner of Police of the East Division, I just spoke to him minutes ago, and he has confirmed that prima facie it looks like the poor quality of construction has led to the collapse. It has also, of course, been raining quite heavily in the area for the last 48 hours or more. Whether all of this combined has led to the collapse, of course, a thorough investigation will only tell. But right now, to cut through the debris, they've called in the NDRF teams as well. Army, a garrison team of the army has also been called in. And right now, we've been told that very soon those teams will be arriving. Primarily, right now, it's the police and the fire personnel who are carrying out the operations. And the focus will be to also, ensure that they can rescue people, not just, of course, pull out bodies. As of now, 4 people have already been rescued. Because of the size of this building, to cut through the debris, it's going to take a lot of time. And you can see the weather outside. Of course, it's just about 5:30 here. It doesn't get so dark in Bengaluru so early. But because it is so overcast and cloudy, and the rains, of course, coming down in different parts of Bengaluru, there is, of course, a lot of traffic pile up for even earth-moving equipment to be brought into that particular area. There has been a delay. primarily because of slow-moving traffic in and around. The situation is expected to get only worse if it rains, because that will really slow down, the work that could be carried out and the chances of saving these individuals who are trapped inside.
And Deepak, also do share with us, what is the first information that has been received by the police? When was this call received? What are the eyewitness accounts that we've heard so far? How did this building come crashing down? How big is this building? Describe to us the area, the location.
Well, this is a very prime part of the city. In fact, anybody familiar with Bengaluru will know the area of Banaswadi, Kamanalli, Babusapalya is just right next to it. And it's a very popular area, lot of activity there, considering the population is quite thick. And the police were informed about this just a couple of hours ago. Immediately, teams were brought into action. As of now, I'm just getting in pictures as well of the rescue operations. I'll just be putting that out, and of course we'll be playing that out for our viewers who will be able to see the rescue teams at this point in time who are operating there. I can already see the fire department personnel who are trying to cut through the debris, locals as well assisting the police and the fire officials there. So it's an extensive operation. The size of the building as well, pretty big, and 17 people totally were inside. Most of them were laborers. There could be, of course, some of the contractors or even anybody nearby who could have been trapped under the debris. As of now, we will not, of course, be able to confirm to our viewers the identity or who these people were. But we could, in fact, confirm that 17 people were trapped. At least about 3 to 4 have been rescued right now. One person declared dead. There could be more if, if the injuries that they've sustained is quite high, or if they've come directly under huge slabs, because this is a building that we are talking about that has come down.
Okay, Deepak, allow me a moment. As on our screens also, we are looking at different images that have come into us from different vantage points. And I think you see a part of that building on the left of your screens, where you also see the laborers who were working there, possibly trying to describe and narrate what really happened as our cameras were recording that moment. On the right, you see another side of that building that has really come crashing down, with the JCB there right now, pressed into relief and rescue operations. What Deepak has told us is significant. He says 17 people have been trapped. One person has been declared dead. 3 so far have been rescued. This means that 13 people still are under the debris of this under construction building. In fact, we've also spoken earlier to Devraj D, who is the DCP East, telling us more of what we know about the situation.
Good evening, sir. Just need an official number as to how many people are trapped in the Babusapalya building, sir.
Approximately 17 struck, 1 dead and 3 rescued.
1 dead, 3 have been rescued. And this is an under construction building in Babusapalya, is that right,
yes,
sir?
Yes, exactly.
What was the reason for the collapse, sir, if you could give us that detail?
Poor construction.
Okay. As of now, how many teams are pressed into action, sir, along with the fire department, I believe, is already there?
Local police and the fire, and NDRF is supposed to come.
Okay, have you already informed them to be there, sir?
Yeah, they're also coming. The garrison team is also coming, the army.
Army team is also there, and they will be mainly used to cut through the debris, is that right?
Correct. We are clearing with the JCBs. The local police is clearing with the JCBs.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, and best wishes.
All right, so Deepak, they're getting us the first official confirmation. They're coming in from the cops, who, remember, have been rushed to the spot right now, along with the ambulances, the fire brigade teams of the NDRF. Also, Deepak, what more can you tell us now? And he does say in that conversation that poor, quality of construction is to be blamed for what has led to this death of one person, and many still fear to be trapped.
Well, that's, of course, something that really the officials will have to look into, because there is, of course, permission that is provided by the civic agency, the BBMP here. There are various agencies that really get involved as far as permissions is concerned, and contractors will have to abide by certain rules, especially ensuring that they use a good quality material when the construction happens, because, poor quality of construction would mean that there is a possibility of a collapse, while the construction is happening, like we've seen today, or a collapse happening even after, construction has happened, and while people are actually in occupation of this building, so it's a huge risk. So the material used for construction will have to be looked into. Probably this is an example of somewhere, or rather it is an indicator for the officials to take cognizance and ensure that wherever construction is happening in the city, there needs to be fixed rules that need to be followed, especially in terms of what sort of material and the quality that needs to be used to avoid such situations. Right now it's the police who are working with earth movers, like the Deputy Commissioner just told us. He himself, of course, is en route to that particular spot. The garrison team of the Indian Army will be very soon arriving there.
Deepak, just allow me a moment. I'm told we already have the very first response that has come in from one of the persons who's been rescued from that very spot. Let's quickly listen into what he says.
एक मिनट, कितना लोग अंदर है?
अभी 4 आदमी आ रहे अंदर है जी।
और 4 आदमी अंदर है क्या? और कितना आदमी?
मेरा आदमी 2 आ रहे मेरा।
एक मिनट, कितना लोग अंदर है?
अभी 4 आदमी आ रहे अंदर है जी।
और 4 आदमी अंदर है क्या? और कितना आदमी?
मेरा आदमी 2 आ रहे मेरा।
So visibly shaken is Deepak, how he really looks like. He's being asked कितने लोग अंदर हैं. He says 4 लोग और अंदर हैं हमारे साथ वाले, and you're telling us that there are possibly more laborers who are believed to be trapped under the debris. Any more updates, Deepak, we have on them now?
Well, it's not great news that I'm picking up, but of course, once again, till I get to the spot, I will not be able to put a number, but I've just been told by a source who's right now there, who's giving me, this information minute by minute, that another body has possibly been pulled out. There's multiple ambulances which are right now on standby as we speak. And like I said, if another body is pulled out, that would mean that the death toll will go up to 2. The Deputy Commissioner confirmed that the death toll was 1. And right now, the death toll is standing at 2 if this another, the piece of information that I've got is actually accurate. So we'll, of course, get to that spot, put out those numbers for our viewers to get information as to what exactly has happened. We have also been told a lot of locals have gathered around there. The police are trying to ensure that they cordon off 2 to 3 subarterial roads that lead up to this particular under construction building. We'll have to also see what's the kind of impact it has had on the neighborhood as well, because whenever a building of this size collapses, there's a lot of debris, there's a lot of dust. So the impact, of course, is quite huge to the neighborhood and the areas around as well. So that is something that needs to be looked into. The fire officials right now are the main teams that are operating along with the police. The fire department will have certain equipment to cut through debris. Cutting through the debris, moving debris using earth movers will be important. While they, of course, use earth movers, considering people are trapped inside, they'll have to be extremely careful to ensure that they do not cause any more damage to the people who are trapped. So it is a sensitive operation. It has to be done very meticulously. As of now, it is going on at a brisk pace, and they're hoping that they can rescue as many people as they can as soon as possible.
Oh, yes. And, Deepak, I'm just taking this opportunity to talk a little bit more about, these images that we are putting out right now on our screens. On the extreme right, Deepak, are images of potholes that almost look like huge craters. This is again in Bengaluru, the IT hub. This is also a city that has seen a lot of rain in the last few, days to the last few hours. There have been multiple reports of how people have been inconvenienced. Cities, the roads there have been turned into lakes. We saw boats there. And also how a woman dies on a potholed road as you had about 62 mm of rain that has battered Bengaluru. Could this have been avoided, Deepak?
Well, there are multiple factors here that needs to be taken into account. Like we've got the statement from the official, the Deputy Commissioner of the East Division. He says that it's poor quality construction. Now, if it's poor quality construction, was that something that could have been monitored? Are there, when there are rules, of course, that are put in place as far as how the construction material, which sort of construction material should be used, or the basic necessity, or all these guidelines that are met. If it was not met, were the officials, of course, taking cognizance of it? Were they following up? That is something that needs to be looked into. More importantly, of course, Plus, there is also the rains that have been coming down heavily. Did that have any sort of bearing is also a question that comes up. Meanwhile, as far as the other incidents of people falling down because of potholes, puddles on the road, of course, the civic agency needs to step up. Well, there is always, in the last few years, at least the north-west monsoon brings in a lot of rainfall, especially in the months of, September, October and November, and even during December. So they do know, of course, Bengaluru needs to brace itself for rains. They need to cover up potholes as well. But overall, the condition of roads remains quite pathetic. Today, we've, of course, been bringing multiple reports from various areas that it's not just a condition of the roads. It's right now flooding that has happened, water entering homes. People don't have a house to go back to because, water had completely ravaged their homes, especially people living on the ground floor. There was water up to 10 feet in certain places. And, the rains are coming down once again heavily this evening. It looks like there's an orange alert that has been issued for Bengaluru and surrounding areas. So this could, on one hand, hamper rescue operations that are going on in Babusapalle. This is as far as the building is concerned. And more importantly, cause more concerns for people in low-lying areas near lakes and other places as well.
Yeah, so civic apathy, there that we see in Bengaluru, multiple images on your screens. We really hope and pray that, all those people who've been trapped under the debris in that under construction building in Bengaluru are, in fact, taken out to safety, Deepak. We'll continue to track that story. For the moment, we slip into just a quick break, but do not go anywhere. On the other side, more details on what's going on and much more coming up.